Hey everyone, I'm Eric, and today I'm with John,
Hi.
and welcome to EA Game On, and we're going to talk about Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, of course, as you can see. But before, we will answer some questions about video games. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do this. So, what was your first video game that you've played in your life?
First video game I can remember playing would probably be on my parents' Atari, Space Invaders or Pitfall. Can't quite remember, but the first one I actually remember playing myself that I owned would have been Mario on the NES when my parents bought it for me for Christmas.
Nice, yeah. Yeah, I remember, I think I was 4 years old. And then the first time I got the NES system, and of course my first game was Super Mario Brothers. But the funny thing is, when I was 3 years old, I was going to my parents were going to my cousin's place, and I was watching, my cousins gave me a remote controller.
Oh, okay.
But I wasn't controlling Mario, he was controlling Mario.
Okay. Joke's on you.
Yeah, but I was watching the TV oh shit, I'm playing Mario, but no, I wasn't. It's all my cousin. But a year later, when I was 4 years old, I started to play Super Mario Brothers, and that's because of that game if I'm playing games today and still playing, and I love it.
Big Nintendo fan.
Oh yeah. So which video game have you played the most in your life?
The most that I probably played video games was when I was in junior high school, and I'd say I played Diablo 2 on the PC an awful lot with one of my best friends growing up. And besides that, League of Legends probably spent a lot of time on that. Most other games, I played a lot. I won't go into the time, but I played a lot of games.
The one game that I finished and played again and played again and played again was The Legend of the Ocarina of Time on a Nintendo 64. And of course, on the GameCube, when you order Wind Waker, they have this game, the Master Quest, and you can play Ocarina of Time, but there's the Master Quest
Side to it.
So it's a little bit harder, all the dungeons are harder and stuff like that. So I played that on the GameCube. I played it again, I think, on the Wii, for the Wii U, on the Virtual Console.
Yeah.
And I played again on the 3DS.
3DS, yeah.
Ocarina of Time.
It was really well done when they redid that on the 3DS.
Yeah, the remake, just the graphics too, it was amazing, yeah. I think Ocarina of Time is one of my biggest one. Of course, some Mario games, I play a lot. And if I go with PC, oh geez, Counter-Strike was one of them. Yeah, Counter-Strike, Unreal Tournament or Championships, any big first-person shooter, yeah, or even Age of Empires.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 3, I think.
Any of the Age of Empires, I've vlogged a lot of time on those.
Yeah.
First-person shooters in general.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2, when that came out, I played that every day non-stop for at least 2 years. So.
Yeah, Call of Duties, even the old one, it was all about World War II or World War I, stuff like that. Yeah, that was amazing, yeah.
So, well, even the new one that came out, I can't wait to try that out.
Yeah, World War II, jeez. It's like Battlefield. Battlefield, they did World War One, right? Yeah. World War One, and with Call of Duty, of course, you want to go back to the source and build World War II.
Keep it competitive.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah. So, what consoles do you own actually right now?
Currently, the only one that I say I could own would be the Wii U. I'm currently in the market for a Switch, but got a baby on the way, so I gotta put that on the back burner for a little bit.
Yeah.
I also own a PC. But as for video game or consoles that I've owned, you name it, I've probably owned it at one point in time or another.
Oh yeah, same as me. All the Nintendo consoles, but I always sell them to get another one. And I had Xbox, PlayStation was more I was playing with PlayStation with my friends because my friends had the PlayStation, so I didn't need to buy a PlayStation. It was always there. Same thing with my cousin, he had a PlayStation, so I didn't feel the need to buy a PlayStation 2, so I was fine with just Nintendo. Yeah, I played the first Xbox 360, and Xbox One, and now I have the Xbox One, the Wii U, and the Switch. And it's amazing. Nintendo Switch, man. Oh, everybody needs
Nintendo's
one.
drawing me back in.
Yeah. Because, like, can you imagine, like, soon there's a game like Doom coming on the Nintendo Switch,
Yeah,
the same Doom that was on the Xbox One and PlayStation.
That's impressive.
Yeah, like, and it's portable too, so you can bring this anywhere. Like, you're going somewhere, traveling somewhere in a plane or whatever, and you can still play with your Switch on board. Like,
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, talking about the Switch, what do you think about the Nintendo Switch console?
So from what I've seen, I've been a very limited exposure, but I've seen one of my buddies brought it to work, and I got to see it there, and I actually got to play it a little bit more here before with this little interview. But definitely something I'm in the market for. I like how you can actually bring it anywhere with you. Me traveling a lot, that's very important. And since the Wii U sort of drugged me back into the whole Nintendo scene, the Switch is that, and then some more. So I definitely looking into it.
Oh yeah, like I bought the Switch. Like the Switch was out in March 3rd, I think, and I bought the Switch like the end of April. I know they had some issues like at the beginning of it with one of the Joy-Con like always disconnecting, but that was fixed. I think that happened to me like once with my Joy-Con. Yeah, like I was just moving my character and all of a sudden it was like start to walk in one direction just non-stop. Like, it doesn't stop. I was like, what the heck? But yeah, I think that was fixed, and some people had issues with like their Switch in general, just like the screen that gets scratchy.
It's like any new console that first comes out. There's always little bugs. I mean, the worst thing is if those problems are fixed, then that's great. It's the consoles that problems never get fixed, like on the PlayStation when you had the yellow ring of death. I mean, I haven't heard anything like that for the Switch yet, so dependable.
Oh yeah.
So far.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's great. The first time I bought the Switch, and the first time I was playing with it, I was just playing handheld because I had a freaking flood in my basement, so I wasn't able to play on my TV. So I had the Switch up in my bedroom, and we just had a kid too, so I was just like in my bed just playing Nintendo Switch, and that was awesome. I was playing Breath of the Wild. So yeah, that was amazing. But yeah, it's really like awesome with that console. I recommend that console to any gamers that love like Nintendo games, but also you're gonna see more like and portable, and you're gonna see more like AAA games like from other like third parties coming on the Switch. I'm sure like
there's a lot of big name software developers that are starting to develop stuff for Nintendo, which is great for them. Yeah,
like you can see like already with Ubisoft what they did. They had a game called Mario and Rabbids.
Yeah.
And
they had the crossover between those.
Yeah, the crossover, and they did really well to sell that game. Like it's crazy, it's really popular, and a bunch of people like are playing that game, and that's awesome that Ubisoft is like taking like Mario and putting Mario in something completely different, not like a usual platformer. It's like a turn-based action.
Like XCOM.
Yeah, XCOM basically. Yeah. So yeah, that's amazing, and you'll see like Bethesda with Doom, and Wolfenstein 2 is coming on the Switch too. So that's awesome, and of course NBA 18, 2K 18, like
Any of the sports games.
Big
ticket ones.
Yeah. So what have you played recently?
Recently, the only games I've really managed to play are Breath of the Wild on my Wii U. Me and my daughter, she's only 3, so we play Super Mario 3D on the Wii U. And besides that, I played Pocket Morty, which is a Rick and Morty Pokemon style game on my phone.
Nice.
And Plants vs. Zombies 2, because my daughter also loves that, and we're close to Halloween, so why not?
That's funny. I've been playing like on my phone. I've been playing Super Mario Run because recently they just did an update, and now you can play like remix like levels, and it's like basically 10 levels, but really short levels. So it take like maybe 10 seconds for one level.
Oh, so it's like Super Mario the remix.
Yeah.
Similar to that.
Kind of. So it's the same thing though. You start from point A and you finish at point B, and in each level you can collect like 3 special coins.
Oh, okay.
And with those coins, you just collect those 3 coins, and I think at the 30th world, you get Daisy as a character that you can play. So that's a fun like little bonus that they add on. Yeah, to the game.
Something to achieve.
Yeah, and also what they had a music, and this same style of music for Super Mario Odyssey, like that girl sing.
Free
that song.
advertising.
Yeah. But you can turn it off or turn it on the music. But if you turn it off, you're gonna see Mario wearing like headphones. And
Okay.
see like the little music notes
That's
coming out
cool.
of the.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Clever.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been playing that, and I've been playing Yono. It's so
Oh,
weird.
is that the celestial elephant?
Yeah. Yono. I finished it, and my review is coming up shortly too. It's interesting. It's more for kids because just the look of it, it's like really cute, like elephant
But
and everything. It's
Nintendo's also
cute.
sort of known for that as well.
Yeah. So it's for kids. It's great. It's like a puzzle game, and it's super like easy puzzles. You don't have to-
We'll have to check that out after.
Yeah.
I like puzzles.
Soon I'm gonna play Super Mario Odyssey, of course, and it's gonna be amazing. Can't
Has
wait.
Rave reviews, and I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Another reason to get a Switch.
Yeah. Oh, and I've been playing Super Mario World on the SNES Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super jealous of that.
Yeah. So for Halloween, what scary games do you remember to play when you were young?
Scariest games I can remember. I
Scariest
remember
one.
being 14 years old, playing Silent Hill, of course. 3 o'clock in the morning, hyped up on ice cream and pop, and that was always a really good one. Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Resident Evil was always a good scary movie. Going way back, Friday the 13th on the NES.
Oh yeah, that was
which
good.
Was always, I guess it took a while to get into it, but after getting into it, it was a pretty good game.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I already mentioned Plants vs. Zombies, which isn't really horror or scary, but, it's a good Halloween
game,
you
yeah.
know?
Scary games, of course. Resident Evil, like the first ones. Like, it's just the way they made that game. Like everything is confined. You don't have a lot of space to run away from zombies or monsters. And the first time that you see the zombie like turning his head and looking at you in Resident Evil 1, it's like, what the fuck is that? You have the goosebumps like this instantly. And it's just that atmosphere in that game is amazing. Another one, Outlast.
Oh, yes, yeah.
That's crazy. You don't have any weapon. You just have a freaking camera,
Yeah,
and you just try to escape and find your way through the game.
like Blair Witch, but a video game.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And if you don't have any batteries, now you're starting to freak out because it's gonna be so dark.
Yeah.
So you always need batteries for your camera.
Well, that sort of reminds me of Don't Starve.
Oh
You
yeah.
Play that? Yeah, so if you run out of it
Yeah,
starts
yeah.
getting dark and you don't have your torch starts running out of light and then the monsters come and get you. It reminds me of that, which is also a great game for panicking.
Yeah.
Good
It's
Halloween
stressing.
game. Good
Yeah.
Halloween game.
Yeah, but one that I remember too on GameCube was Eternal Darkness, and Jesus, that was like the most freakiest thing ever. The first time I saw like the trailer, I think it was on the TV, I was like, what the heck is that game?
Yeah.
And I remember still today, me and my buddy were playing, and it was just a normal bathroom in that like mansion, whatever. And we go inside, and of course you see like freaky stuff in that mansion, like the paintings are bleeding, or the statues are like turning their head and looking at you, and everything is like super creepy. And that in that bathroom it was normal, nothing. But when you get closer to the bathtub, there's a cinematic like jumping in your face, and you see like someone in the bathtub like dead and like just looking at you, and it's just super freaky.
Stuff that you don't see in your everyday life.
Yeah.
You shouldn't see in your everyday life.
And the Eternal Darkness is like basically you're reading a book in that mansion, and you're jumping in that book, and you're playing the characters from the story
Sort of
back in the day.
like a never-ending story sort of vibe to it. That's cool.
And yeah, so it's kind of weird because you get like your health bar, but you also have your like mental bar.
Okay.
So if a lot of stuff happen and your characters start to be like more scared and stuff like that, your mental bar like is gonna go up or whatever or go down, and
Okay.
you're just gonna go like nuts. So you're gonna start
Okay.
to hallucinate enemies. So one time I was like, say a bunch of like skeleton or zombies, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and there are like 10 of them. So I'm just trying to kill all of them, and I get like hit by one, or someone like one of the zombies just bit me, but it wasn't real. After that,
wow.
they just disappeared, and like I'm like, what the heck? Yeah.
That's messed up.
Or I will just play the game, and all of a sudden, the mute is showing up on the TV.
Okay.
And back in the day, I had like an old, big old CRT TV,
So you
so
actually
it was the
literally-
same mute
Ah.
as like your remote controller.
That's messed up.
So I see that on the screen. I'm like, why I don't hear any sound? I'm like,
Yeah.
the heck? And after it goes away, there's a loud scream of a little girl like, ah! I'm like,
Yeah.
like just little stuff like that is just mess with your mind, and yeah, that was like really weird and scary too. I was like, Jesus. But yeah, like you said, like Silent Hill.
That was creepy because of the babies, little ghost babies. You guys play Silent Hill, you get the little ghost babies, you go around the corner
Yeah.
and there's like this little phantom walking around and it looks at you and it like a baby laugh. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really messed up.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Super messed up. And well, Pyramid Head.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, even like when they redo the Doom, not the one like on the old Doom on the Nintendo 64 or PC, but
Yeah.
the one on the Xbox, I think 360. Yeah, Xbox
That was
360.
Doom 3 or Doom?
Yeah, Doom 3, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doom 3. It wasn't like the original Doom. Like the original Doom was more like kind of open,
Yeah.
and there's a bunch of monsters like shooting at you
Yeah.
out of nowhere. But this one was more like kind of Resident Evil like, because you had like big guns, of course, but it was closed in, and the monsters and they're just jumping out of like the wall or the ceiling, or they're showing up.
I like that.
Yeah, so it's not like full of monsters in a big arena. It's just like, one's popping out and then like try to kill you. And
You have to
like
get that gut reaction when you're in an enclosed area. You
Yeah.
know, everything has to be done quickly.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
Yeah.
you're gonna pay for it.
yeah, but there's so many like scary games I think that I played, but
There.
yeah, they're all good. Of course, one recently was Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
That looks. I haven't played it. Have you played that?
No, I haven't played it, but I've read good things.
Yeah, because I saw people like playing that on VR,
Yeah.
and I can't imagine like playing a game like this on a
No.
VR.
No.
It's all in your face,
I need a bucket underneath me or something. Like,
yeah,
difficult.
yeah, like you can't like look away. You can close your eyes, I guess,
No.
but do not look at it.
That's
but
never
it's all-
helped anybody in any horror situation or zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. Now let's talk about Zelda more.
Excellent.
So what Zelda games have you played before?
Okay, I've pretty much played every Zelda game here or there. I haven't beaten them all, but I've definitely played a lot, going all the way back to the original Zelda, then Link, Link's Awakening, A Link to the Past, Zelda 64 Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. Then I skipped a few for a couple times there, but now since I got some of them on my Wii U, I'm going to go back and play them. But the next one I play after that was Link Between Worlds, and then now Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
There might be one
Yeah.
or two that I'm missing somewhere in there, but
Oh yeah, like there's some Game Boys one.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Oh
yeah,
yes,
there's a bunch of them.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Ages and then seasons.
Seasons. Also, like they have Phantom Hourglass on
Yes.
DS,
Yeah.
or the train one. I don't remember the title, but
Yeah.
yeah, they had two on the
Some
DS.
obscure Zelda
Yeah.
games.
Yeah, and this is more like a Wind Waker style art style on the DS that came out. Yeah, like same as me. I pretty much play all of them. I didn't finish all of them either. Like I didn't finish Zelda 2.
Yeah.
I didn't finish Oracle Seasons and of Ages. But I think all the rest of them, I finished them.
The funny
Yeah.
one that the one I
Yeah.
finished to completion probably the most was Link's Awakening. for the Game Boy. Just because
Oh, yeah?
at one point it was the only Game Boy game that I had, so I just
Yeah.
played it and played it and played it. And
Yeah.
you know what? I think that one frustrates me more than anything else.
Yeah. Because same as me. Like when I play Ocarina of Time, it was in 1998, and I was just like 8 years old,
Yeah.
and it was pretty hard. Like for that time
For an
for me.
8-year-old,
Yeah. Yeah. So and I didn't speak English or know any English. Well,
yeah,
some,
yeah.
but not like completely. And so I had like that dictionary, like the translator dictionary, French and English. And because it was on the Nintendo 64 back
Yes.
then, so they just had the
Really
English
not language.
writing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Sometimes
sometimes
you can change that now. with
now,
some
yeah,
other versions,
yeah, now. But back then, I was just asking my parents, like, "What's that for?"
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But me and my cousin, I remember, we were playing like crazy Ocarina of Time. Like I was sleeping over with him and just playing Ocarina of Time on Nintendo 64 and always discovering like new stuff. And I was like, "Oh man, did you find this?" Like something I will call him and say, "How do you pass that place, like whatever, like I'm stuck there, can you help me?" Because back then we didn't have an internet with like YouTube or stuff like that too. No.
Game Pass wasn't a thing.
Yeah. So it didn't have any like walkthrough like play or
Nintendo Power was the closest thing you're getting to a walkthrough.
yeah. Yeah. Or I think they also have like you were able like to call the company or something like to have
for
some
help?
yeah for help, like they have a help desk or something for
Yeah.
for games.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I know there was a few glitches in there, very obscure glitches that you could do, but I knew a buddy that he used to try and find them, and then he'd call up that number that you're talking about and let them know what glitches he came across. But you like using a hammer and then using something else at the same time.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Boring though, if that's what you had to do for a living. I was just a kid. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine, jeez. But yeah, I play all of them, and Breath of the Wild is just completely different from the other ones.
Yeah.
Like the other ones, they all pretty much the same, like except for of course A Link to the Past. It's more top-down view, and it's different to the other ones, 3D ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Ocarina of Time, that's the one I played the most. It's just the first time like kind of an open world 3D.
You can see some of the similarities with Ocarina of Time and Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
They're more so than, well, I guess Majora's Mask is like Ocarina of Time too, but
Yeah.
different.
Even Majora's Mask is different because of the mechanic that they input in that game. That's a 3-day cycle.
This is sort of like a sandbox, which I'm a big fan of, like, you know, the big sandbox games, Minecraft, 7 Days to Die, you name it.
Yeah.
And so I like how it incorporates that. I wish there was more crafting, but anyways, we'll get to
Yeah.
we'll get to that
Yeah.
later.
Yeah. So yeah.
Just mind if I have another beer?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Beer. Yeah. No problem. So my next question, and that's a question that a lot of people ask on the internet. How do you feel about Nintendo making DLCs for Breath of the Wild? The way that they're doing it.
I think it's a fantastic idea. I know a lot of games have been coming out in the past few years where the DLC is meant to bring the game up to where it was supposed to be at release. While Breath of the Wild, it's you've got the package, you got the full package right off the bat, and the DLC is just a little bit of extra. I really enjoy the first DLC. I like how you have Master Mode, how you can backtrack on the map and see what you've done, the extra equipment that you can get. That's fantastic. The only thing is I wish that, with the future DLC, it's still up in the air about exactly what it's going to include, but hopefully some more traditional dungeons is the only thing that I'm really hoping for, because I feel like Breath of the Wild hasn't had any traditional dungeons, and DLC is a great way to introduce that. Because I know it's called. What's the name of the DLC that's supposed to be coming up around Christmas time? It's the Heroes. Anyways,
Heroes.
Heroes
Champion. Something?
It's something to do with the other characters that you encounter in the game.
Yeah.
And
it's like going in the past, basically, like because those characters are dead, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So they go back in the past. What happened before Calamity Ganon? Before Ganon,
like Calamity Ganon.
DLC, like. I think it's okay if it's to expand the video game and not like, because sometimes I feel like if a game came out and there's always there's already like DLC coming out at the same time as the video game, it's like why you didn't put it in that game?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like why am I have to pay like more, and why it wasn't just in the game
why
already?
Wasn't included with the original package?
Yeah, with the original package. So that's the controversy. That's the thing. Like, how long do you have to wait to like put a DLC in a game, and like, is it worth it? Like,
or before you can charge for it.
yeah, and how much you gonna charge too? Like, and what kind of stuff you gonna have in DLC?
Yeah. I'm a big fan of DLC, and delivered and packaged in a nice, neat way. I'm not a fan of DLC delivered, like pulling the wool over your eyes, when it was supposed to have been originally part of the game initially.
I know, like EA, they're doing a lot of stuff like this, and I remember back in the day, I think it was a golf game, like with Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
And they were offering like, just when you buy the game, it was like, I don't know how many holes, but a bunch of holes, but they didn't give you all the holes. You had to pay extra for more holes to play the game. And I was like, well, that's retarded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, why?
Buying a Mario game in like level 1, tack 4, and that's it, and then you have to pay for the rest of the levels.
Yeah. And because of stuff like that, like people, they're talking about like, well, for the next Call of Duty or whatever, you're gonna have to pay for bullets or something like that. Like, it's retarded. Like, you know, like they're just gonna give you like half the game, and you have to pay the rest.
It's something like a pay to play.
Yeah.
Which is, I think is pay to play games are sort of gone by the wayside.
Yeah.
Or they will be.
Or same thing with EA with Battlefront. Season pass.
Yeah.
It was retarded. Like, you have to pay a full game was $80 plus season pass.
Yeah.
And it's like an extra, like 100 something you have to pay in total, whatever.
Yeah. I can't remember how much the season pass was for
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild. But
I think it was like
was it $40?
No, less than that, I think.
20
something, no?
20 something bucks?
Yeah.
Anyways, well worth it. Even the first DLC was worth that payment. For sure.
Yeah. And when I heard too about like they're gonna add a new dungeon,
yeah.
I'm just wondering like what kind of dungeon. So
yeah,
that's the thing.
Like, I want a traditional dungeon.
Yeah.
But, I still will. I won't hate the game by any means.
Yeah. No. Yeah. But
it's a different game.
Yeah. And that'll be interesting if we can play like the different characters too, like the different heroes.
That's what the rumor is being able to play as a different character. So.
Or even like a new game or a game like Breath of the Wild, but you can play like Zelda, like her side of the story. You know what I mean?
A Zelda game where you actually play Zelda?
Yeah.
When they shoot
the Legend of the Link. No.
Legend of Link. Legend of Link.
The Legend of Link.
And people can actually get it correct for once.
Yeah. But yeah, that would be interesting because even like in Ocarina of Time, Zelda is Sheik. Spoiler, but she's yeah. So
if you haven't played it yet.
Yeah. It's been forever. Like it's been out forever. But yeah, I'd like to see like that part of Zelda like fighting and stuff, and finding Link and helping Link or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, because we haven't seen any games about just Zelda.
Yeah.
More
People
than
at Nintendo now are going, oh my god, he's ruined it.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. But even like in Breath of the Wild, even like just to customize your character, maybe you can have like Link, or you can choose like female version of Link or whatever. Yeah.
It'd be different with the whole Gerudo Valley costume.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, they're gonna have to rethink like
little dynamics.
Yeah, little stuff. But yeah, like if you want to be like completely open world and like Skyrim style, you can create your character or stuff like that, and you can add like a shitload of like customization of everything.
Yeah. That's one thing I read a lot of reviews about people saying that they wanted more customization.
Yeah.
So combine more monster parts to get different effect.
Yeah.
Type of items, not just cooking, but actually combining different stuff.
Yeah.
Being able to make arrows would be great.
Yeah.
Arrows are if you play the first DLC and you're playing in master mode, arrows can be really hard to come by.
So, next question. Do you think The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is the best Zelda game?
That is a loaded question. Because Breath of the Wild is so different than a lot of the other Zelda games. I haven't played all of them to completion either, but I definitely say it is one of my most favorite games that I've played. Period. And to this point, I also grew up playing, Link to the Past, and then there was Ocarina of Time. So
Yeah.
I would definitely highly recommend playing Breath of the Wild. It's a game on its own, and it's almost perfect in that aspect.
Yeah, same for me. Like, there's so many great Zelda games, and Breath of the Wild is so different from the other Zelda games. So it's pretty hard. Like, for sure, it's gonna be like top 5 Zelda games, that's for sure. But there's so many of them, and they went like the team that did that game was like, it was amazing what they did with this like open world Zelda game.
They should keep making games.
Yeah. Those teams, they should still keep making games. But like games like Skyward Sword, that wasn't really good compared to the other Zelda games. But yeah, same thing. Is it the best Zelda game? Well, it's one of the best Zelda game. I can't really say it's like the best, but for sure it's like on top of the list. That's for sure. So next question. What do you like about Breath of the Wild?
Oh wow, I like that it's open world for sure. I like the cell shaded graphics. I like all the different types of armor and the different biomes that you go through. The music is very good. It's challenging. It's just a very, very well-rounded game.
Oh yeah. There's so many, like, for sure the open world. That's the one thing that he went through like crazy. They put everything for open world. Like, you can climb any mountains, do whatever you want, and everyone has a different experience with that game when you start.
It's true, and there's many different ways that you could play it.
Yeah, there's so many different ways, and it's cool when you find a new way to play it, or a new way to do stuff in that game.
Yeah.
You always discover something new.
It's true.
Like, I remember the first time I saw those giant dragons.
Yeah.
Like, just
What?
floating.
You're like, what is
flying
that?
Yeah, I'm like, is that a boss? Or
Yeah.
is it like, what the heck? So I remember the first time I just went there and tried to kill that thing, but no, it's impossible. It's just to collect like parts from it.
Yeah.
So, but at first you don't know. Like, you think,
Well, there is that one that you do fight in the mountain.
yeah,
That is sort of
that's right.
boss-like.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, that was super cool. Like, there's a lot of things you can collect too in that game, like the Koroks seeds. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot.
And it's great, like, the world is so big. It's one of the biggest worlds that's ever been created in a video game, period. And you never feel like you're walking through dead space. Like, there's always something somewhere, like, never leave any stone unturned sort of idea. And it's they've done a great job with that.
Yeah, because like if you go on top of one mountain and you can see like far away like anything, and you always like, I wonder what's over there, like over the horizon, like the other mountain there, or you can go and just fly or whatever.
If you can see it, you can go to it.
Yeah.
It's one way or another.
Yeah. So that's awesome. Breath of the Wild, like in general, like even the music is good too. Just the environment, like the artwork and everything.
You get a good Zelda feel out of it.
Oh yeah. So next one, what don't you like about Breath of the Wild?
It's very hard to find something that I don't like.
Yeah.
One thing, traditional Zelda games, and I know this isn't a traditional Zelda game, is the traditional dungeon, that you go into, and I wish that Breath of the Wild did have more dungeony dungeons like back in the day. So you had to find a map and the compass, right?
Yeah.
And then you have to figure out some puzzles and push some blocks around and try and figure out how to open this door or that door. Like, that's one thing I do miss.
Same thing for me. I'm missing the good old dungeons, and also like the boss fights in the dungeons. They're pretty much all the same. Like, I mean, the look of the bosses, they pretty much look all the same. Of course, they have different abilities, so you have to beat them. But that's the only thing that it lacks of, like bosses, dungeon. because you have more fun to fight against a Lionel or something like that out in the field.
I find you also sort of miss some of the traditional Zelda gear as well, such as having flippers or having a hook shot. But I mean, these are things that might mess with the Breath of the Wild world, right?
Yeah.
Do you necessarily need a hook shot? Not really.
Not really,
you got
yeah.
the glider, right? But
Yeah.
it's still just, it's one of those things that you're missing. Or like
Those special
the
items.
boomerang, right? The
Yeah.
boomerang was always so fun.
Yeah.
And now it's like, sure, you have boomerang type items, but it's not
It's not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bow, I think the bow is the most traditional to the Zelda, right?
Oh yeah.
And obviously your sword, the Master Sword.
Yeah. Yeah, and all the different arrows, like elements of arrows. Yeah. But that's just a little thing in the huge open world.
Yeah, it's more than made up for in the rest of the content.
Yeah. So with all that, is Breath of the Wild worth your money?
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. Yeah, that's for sure. And do you buy a Switch because of this game?
If I could afford a Switch right now and I didn't have a baby on the way, then I would definitely contemplate getting a Switch. Maybe not just for this game, but for some other games like Mario Odyssey that just came out.
Yeah.
And maybe another Metroid game in the near future. So the Switch is definitely worth getting. And Zelda is a definite perk to having the Switch.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it runs great on the Wii U anyways, if that's also another option.
Oh no, yeah. If you don't have a Switch yet and you have a Wii U, well, it's perfect to grab this game and just
Identical.
play. Yeah, like there's not a lot of difference because they thought it before, like, okay, we need to run this on a Wii U, but also on a Switch, so they can't do crazy stuff for the Wii U.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a perfect game. Yeah, did you buy a Switch? Well, I when the Switch came out in March, yeah, I bought the Switch because of that game for sure. But also I knew that they were going like crazy about new games, like new Mario games, or even like I had a feeling that third parties will come more too.
Trying to definitely get that expansion, and it sounds like it's really working out for them.
Yeah. Yeah, so, and yeah, with the expansion and stuff, it's making the game like to be longer, and we're gonna have a new one soon, like during the holidays.
Yeah, can't wait.
So if you had like a mark on out of 10, what would it be for you?
even without having traditional dungeons,
Yeah.
I will still give this game a good solid 10. I don't know what it would be with it if it had traditional dungeons,
Yeah.
but a 10 is good.
Maybe I'm just weird, but I'm giving this game 9.5 out of 10.
There you go.
Just it's an amazing game, but it's not a perfect game.
Yeah.
There's always stuff to improve on. That's for sure. Yeah, but yeah, it's really good game. It's just I will give it for me to give it a 10 will be like you have like super nice, amazing big dungeons
Yeah.
and other little stuff. Of course, there's some glitches, but that's gonna be fixed too. But yeah, the dungeons were a big thing, and the bosses too. Because before in the older Zelda games, it was always like
A mini boss of some
mini
sort.
boss,
and then,
and a big boss, and they had all their personalities for that dungeon.
True.
Like that element of dungeon, whatever, if it was forest or whatever, water.
Water. Or,
Yeah. So that's the only thing that I miss, but whatever with this game, like it's still really amazing game, and you will play like again and again. That's for sure. And with the master mode too, that's another challenge.
Master mode's great.
That's another challenge for that game. So yeah. So that's gonna be a long game. Stay there forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the
I will
history
never
of
get
gaming.
rid of it.
Yeah, your kids will show to their kids.
Yeah.
We will pass it on.
With all that, well, keep playing hard.